marketplace.
Okay.
There is an option find. Okay, there you write test ng and then click on search. It will show you the option install. Okay, you can install that.
Okay.
I have already installed it. Okay, that's why it is showing install. You guys will get install option. Just click on it. Okay, and proceed with the default settings. It may take 5 to 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If you guys initiate that operation, we'll go to last class examples one more time, and by that time it will finish test engine installation, and then we can use that.
Yeah, Venkat, just can you like repeat that, Venkat? So in the help option, right?
Yeah, in help. In help, there is an option Eclipse Marketplace from bottom last button.
Yeah.
And click on that. Okay. Are you able to see my screen, Desha?
Yes, Venkat, I'm able to. Yeah.
Their find option is there. Just click on write test engine and click on search.
Okay, Venkat, it
will show you test engine for Eclipse. Okay.
Okay.
There is an option install. Just click on it.
Test engine. Okay.
And proceed to next with the default settings. Okay, just next. No need to change anything. Okay.
Yes, Venkat, sure. I'm doing it.
Venkat, I have two options here. One is a test ng which is required, and the other is a test ng M2E integration, which is optional. Should I be selecting that one too?
I think by default it's selected too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Proceed with the default. That means let those two be in selected mode and you proceed. In between we'll get a warning. Just click on OK. Okay. Is that installation is in progress for all, or anyone facing problem?
It's in progress for me, Venkat, sir.
Okay, let it finish. Okay, then by the time it will finish, right, we'll go through last week's class, that code explanation one more time. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone started that, right? Installation process. Okay. Now let me go through last week code one more time. Okay. I have a class. Are you guys able to see my screen properly, or any problems?
Yes.
It's clear, right? So I have a class Gmail with sleep methods. So here last class we have tried sending a email, right? For that what we have to do, first of all, enter the URL, okay, Google URL in your browser, and then click on Gmail, and then compose a mail and then send. Okay, first of all, if you want to open the browser, okay, first which browser you are going to use, that browser related object you have to create. Okay, now here I highlighted, I am going to create Chrome driver. Here my intention is I am going to use Chrome browser. Okay, for Chrome browser there is something called Chrome driver class. Okay, we have to create an object for Chrome driver class. Using that object you can call some of the methods like find elements and all. Okay, so first of all what you have to do is you decide which browser you are going to use, and corresponding browser related, for each browser some corresponding class will be there. You create an object for that class. Okay, here I am creating for Chrome driver. Okay, whenever you are creating object, in addition to that, first statement system.set property. Okay, each browser has one dependent exe file. Okay, Chrome driver, if you are going to use Chrome browser, there is a file Chrome driver.exe file. If you are going to use Firefox, there is a dependent file gecko driver.exe. If it is Internet Explorer, Internet Explorer.exe, like that different executable files are there. Okay, that also we have to download from the Selenium site, and then we have to set the path of that executable file. Okay, first statement is setting that, and then second one is creating the object. Is it clear? After that, that driver has a method get. Okay, to open the URL in browser, there is a method get. What it will do is it will take the URL as an argument. That argument is string argument. You should pass your URL as a string argument to get method. It will open that URL in the browser. Okay. After that, once if you open your site, next step is you have to find the elements. Okay. Which element you want to click, or and which element you want to pass some data, or from which element you want to read the text. Okay. So you have to find the element to perform some operations, right? That operation can be either click or sending some input to that or reading the data from it. Okay. So there is a method find element. Okay. Driver has find element method. Okay. If you ask find element, it will give you it will find the element and it will give it to you. Okay. For that find element, you have to specify either XPath or else name of the tag or else CSS. Different ways are there to find the element. Okay. Here I am going to find the element based on XPath. So we have seen in the first class how to find the XPath of an element manually. That XPath we are passing as an argument to find element. Okay. What it will do? Find element will find the element which meets that XPath and it will return that element. Okay, all elements are here tags. All tags are like web elements in Java programming. Okay, so it will return that web element. We have to do operation on that web element. So Gmail option XPath I am passing. It will find that Gmail. Okay, and then it will pass as a web element. Okay, on that web element I am going to perform click operation. Okay, this one is clear. After that, generally after doing some operation on any web page, it will take some time to load the page. Okay, here I am giving some wait time by using thread.sleep. Okay, there is a class thread. It has a method sleep. It will take the time in milliseconds. It will wait for those many milliseconds. Okay. So after performing every operation, it takes some time to load. That is the reason there I am waiting for some time using thread.sleep. Okay, after that click on sign in. Sometimes we may get sign in option. After click on Gmail, sometimes browser redirect to a page where sign in option is available and some advertisements are there. Sometimes directly we'll get login page. So here we don't know do we get or not. That is the reason what I am doing is if we get okay, we can click it. If we don't get that one at that time, we have the code like click on that sign in button, then it may fail because it won't find that element. At that time, Selenium will throw us exception. Okay, that is the reason I wrote this statement in try catch block. If in case that sign in is not available, it will throw the exception. In that time, if you handle it using catch block, our program execution will not abort. Okay, it will proceed. Okay. For that purpose, click on sign in. Okay, I am keeping in try catch block. All other statements, if you see above one, I did not mention try catch. See here. Okay, web elements finding and clicking I am not mentioning inside try catch. Here I may or may not get that one. That is the reason I mentioned in try catch. If I get it will proceed. If I don't get that element, it will throw the exception. At that time I am handling the exception. Okay. Now all try after click on sign in, I am waiting for some time. Okay, again it will take some time to load, right? So thread.sleep also throws exception. That is the reason thread.sleep statement also I am keeping in try catch block. Okay, like that all operations I am finding the element by passing XPath. Once if I find the element, I am performing the operation like click, send input keys or etc. Okay, after performing the operation, I am waiting for some time because it will take some time. Okay, refresh or to load. Okay, this program is clear, right? Finding elements and then performing the operations. Okay, same, all are same. Okay, no difference in. At the end, I am closing all the windows. Yeah. Hello?
Hello, Venkat.
Yeah, Mahesh.
Yeah, I have one quick question. This is out of probably this case. Finding the element in the browser, right? So
Yeah.
when we go inspect the element and try to find the element, can we pass the values to ensure that that is the right element that we are selecting? Say for example, if it is a password field or email address field, while inspecting, while going through the inspect element and finding that particular element, I know you mentioned that when we get only one web element as a result, so that is the one that we need to select and then use that as an element in here while preparing the test case.
Correct.
Can we, when we find that particular element, is there a way to pass values on the browser itself, just to check and make sure that that is the right element and we are able to pass values into that particular field?
Okay, you are telling like whatever the XPaths we are finding, can we make sure is it proper one or not, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for that purpose only, whenever you find XPath, right? So while finding only, you are clicking on especially that particular element. Instead of full web page, 1 second, let me open. Mahesh, while finding the element, how are we finding? Suppose you are interested on some field X. Okay, you are keeping your cursor on field X and then right click inspect element. That means that field related code only you will get. Okay, after that, the XPath whatever we have written, is it unique or not to figure out developer tools console option we are using. For example, here, if I want to click on this Gmail, or else after click on Gmail, okay, if I want to find the XPath of this one, what we will do, right click and inspect. That means whatever the code here we are seeing on right side, okay, this is related to that element only, right?
Right.
So why do we need to figure out is it that exactly
Yeah.
same as what we need? Because
So
whatever
far
we
it
are
has
trying here is same as that one, right?
correct.
And
The issue where I faced was in while running a test case against Yahoo Mail.
okay,
So when I composed and I picked the web element for the compose field, when I wanted to insert email address to the to field,
okay,
though I had got the ID, web element ID, I tried various ones, but still I was not able to insert the email ID to the particular one, and it used to log up, just
okay.
hang up there.
Okay, that means whatever you are writing XPath is not correct. Not correct in the sense, see here, sometimes if you share your screen, we will see that one also. See here, sometimes some of the fields here, see my screen, input, it has an ID field email, type email. So some are considered like value, spell check, like that. So many attributes are there. Each attribute has some value. You might have used the attribute which is changing always. That might be one reason. Okay.
No, I used input and ID.
ID. What is it showing in ID?
In
ID
ID,
attribute, right?
yeah, one second.
Can you share the screen? We'll see that also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. In Selenium, we don't have any mechanism because once if you start running your test, it's not in our control. Okay, before running the test, we have to make sure the XPath, whatever we are specifying is unique. Okay, anyhow, we are clicking on inspect element of that particular element, so we can confirm it's related to that one only. But is it unique or not, we have to confirm. Okay.
Right.
And one more thing is always that if whatever you are writing XPath, will it find the element always with that? Suppose sometimes what happens is there is a tag consider input. It has an ID field attribute. Okay, it has some numbers. If you open this time, ID number 101 will be there. Next time, if you open, it will show ID number 102. Like that, some of the attribute values are not constant, those are like varying things. Time based on session, it will vary. So when we try to find the XPath, at that time, maybe with ID 101 in that page, we may get only one element. But next time when program starts executing or if you open another session manually, that ID number may change. At that time, this XPath, whatever you have used, like find an input tag whose ID is 101, may not find the element. Okay.
Yes.
So always best thing is to identify the elements. If some numbers are there in your attribute values, don't use those. Whatever you can see on GUI. For example, here I opened this one. Here search Google or type URL. This option is showing. Always it will show, right? On Google, see here. Before entering cursor, inside that text field or text area box, search Google or type URL. Like that, it is showing an option. Okay, like that. What?
Visible. Not able to see your screen.
Yeah.
Oh, Are you guys able to see now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See here, Google here in Google, right? Google search in that text field where we enter search string, there it is showing search Google or type URL, right? So those kind of things which we can see on GUI, if we rely on those, it will go smooth. It may same thing may have internally some attributes, other attributes. Okay, if you use those things, it may work. Sometimes may not work. See here, when we take this one here, okay. See here, there is an input tag. Okay, it is having something called tab index. Okay, tab index may vary, we don't know, may or may not vary. So always better for this one, if you go and see some other ones which you can see, whatever you are seeing on GUI, like search Google or type URL will be there on div tag. Okay, that also related to that text only. Okay, inside div there is a div and one input. That div is this. If you are able to select that div also, you are going to enter properly there. So like this, you have to find the element which are visible on GUI, the text which we can see on GUI, so that it will work fine always. That is one way. Okay, which we cannot use. Those things are like if some numbers are those things are there, don't use those. Okay, now can you show yours, Mahesh?
Yeah, okay.
You understood what did I tell?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. Oh. Can you share? If you share your screen, we'll see that.
Sure.
Mahesh, usually anything right with a number or anything, don't select it. It may vary for sure.
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to see my screen, Venkat? And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is what I was saying here.
Correct. Here, Dave tag. Can you open your Yahoo mail manually and we'll see? So with the text path, you are able to find only one element, right?
So there are a few, just like you mentioned, when I, hover over that particular element, it gets highlighted, right? So I
Yeah.
tried all of them, div, input, and a couple others.
Okay, we'll see. parallelly, can you open the Eclipse, Mahesh? We'll see the error. What is it showing there exactly? By the time it loads, just we'll see there console output.
Okay.
Expected condition failed. Wait for an element found by XMark. So div tag whose ID is equal to true to be selected. Okay.
Got it here.
Yeah, can you show? Maybe within that time it failed to recognize that element. How much time you have given?
I had given about 60 seconds. 60 to 90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Okay. You observed the GUI. Did it load the GUI and it reached this space within that time?
Yeah, the GUI opened and it up to this stage. The cursor was here in the to field.
Okay, but it failed to enter.
It failed to enter.
Okay, just can you show once?
Yeah, I tried this here, input, area label equals 2 as well.
Can you make it little? Actually, there you are using div tag in your.
Yeah. No, I've been using a few of them, because it was not in setting the email address to the to field.
Okay.
I tried different.
Yeah. Can you make it this source code little big one? Drag it, console one, we'll see. Input whose text box equal to this and area label equal to 2. If you try this one, input ID equal to, okay, here ID equal to 2 field or else name, okay, or else area label 2. You can use any one of these three, it should go fine. Okay, can you try once? And one more thing, Mahesh.
Yeah.
You move the cursor to right side and there is an arrow mark to go up, little up. Okay. Yeah, there. Just to slowly you go up, there is a tag LI, right? Above the input tag.
LI, yes.
Yes, like that you keep on go up. Above that, there is something called user role, right? User role or something. UL role. Okay, above that div is there. Like that, you traverse up. Do you find any frame like that something in that path? So down arrows one, okay, like li url, UL role div tag like that. If you go little up, did you see any tag like frame there? If your elements are inside frame, in that case also, though your XPath is perfectly right, you may not find those kind of elements. Okay, in that scenario, first you have to switch to your frame and then you have to click. Yeah, go some more up. Here no frame tag. anything frame, frame frame or iframe, iframe. Anything is there? No.
No.
Till top you traverse like that and we'll see. Okay. If no frames are there, it should work. Okay, frame is there. At that time, first we have to switch to frame and then we have to do script some more about.
That's it. That's the end. That's the beginning of the code.
Okay, is it? I think another one or two lines are there. Count and okay, it doesn't have any frame or iframe, so it should work fine when you write XPath. Can you try XPath here in console? $X input tag whose ID equal to input tag at the rate area label equal to, in single quotes you write the name, like what is the value of area label, it's showing 2, right? And then single quote close. Yeah. Semicolon is not required. It is not finding the element. So whatever the XPath you are writing, with that only it's not finding the element. So
Venkat, it looks like the 2 is T capital O.
Capital.
yeah, O also looks like capital.
Yeah. And yeah. In his code also he put a small letter.
Okay.
That was for the div.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see here how many inputs are it is returning? Only one, right?
One.
So you can use this one. With this it should work fine. Okay, just replace the statement there and run once. Okay, we'll proceed to our program.
Also, Mahesh, when you find XPath, right, when you copy the attributes, you right click and copy from there using your mouse release. Don't type it, so it will, always.
We type sometimes lower uppercase because of that one small mistakes we do. Okay.
Okay, Venkat, you can move to the classes.
Yeah. See here for him Eclipse, he installed TestNG, that's why it is asking restart. You click on yes. Others also might have got the same one. Click on yes. It will restart the Eclipse session. Okay.
Okay.
Desha, you also click on yes. So
Yeah.
TestNG it will show in our setup. Okay.
Yeah, I did Venkat. So it got installed. I was just installing in other laptop. So I'm getting one error actually. So in my office laptop, the error is it says HTTP proxy authentication required.
Okay, maybe firewall related issues. This laptop.
They say you cannot install there all the software. There is so many restrictions. You have to try in your personal laptop.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, in personal.
Actually, this is trying to access some other sites. Okay, for downloading and installing. In office laptop, it may not allow because of firewall issues. Okay.
Okay. We have any option Arun, in that case, like in alternate?
What?
Like, do you have an alternate option, to install in Office or like?
Maybe, you can call the help desk and they may help you. But we cannot change all the administrator changes in your laptop. It is blocked.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And Venkat, what is the main purpose for this test ng? Like,
Yeah, correct. I will go through that one. See, here we wrote all the tests and okay, consider this is Gmail, we wrote big program. At the end, how can I tell this is simple one program, so I wrote everything in main. If consider our test cases, consider Gmail login only. It is login is one test case.
Mahesh, can you stop sharing?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, if you consider our normal test cases, Gmail login page only they implemented first time, you consider like that. With invalid credentials, we have to check one time test case, right? One test case. With proper credentials, it should allow login, and sending mail is another test case. Like that, to write it like test case wise, to make our test simple, writing the test simple. Okay, they have provided some extra classes and features. Okay, all those are provided by TestNG. Okay, if we install that one, we get the features of the TestNG so that we can write our code easily and we can organize it like a test cases and test suites and groups. Okay, like that. It makes test automation easy. Okay, it is a all these are like for testing, generally for click purpose and all. Selenium provided one framework. Okay, to make the test cases in proper way and testing framework is TestNG. Okay.
okay.
See here, this is first program with the sleeps. We tried Gmail login and sending mail, right? Here, every time we are using thread.sleep for page loading wait time, right? This is not recommended. So we are going to avoid this one using Selenium wait mechanisms. Okay, in my example too, here I am going to same code. See, if you guys see here, I am setting the property of the Chrome driver, okay, and then creating object of Chrome driver and then opening the site. After that, what I am doing, finding the XPath and then clicking it. After that, earlier if you observe the code here, I have some thread.sleeps. Okay, instead of thread.sleeps, now I am going to use Selenium wait. Okay, we know how to write the wait, right? So we have to create an object of WebDriver wait class. For that, while creating object, we have to specify how much time it has to wait. Okay, so that much time it will wait. Next time onwards, driver object wherever you are going to use for that, max timeout is 30 seconds. Okay, now here this WebDriver wait has a method until. Its job is it will wait until whatever you are telling, like this element you should find and this is the expected condition. Like that, if you specify the condition till that element founds with that expected condition, it will wait. Once if it finds, it will return that web element. Okay, so wait until what it will do, it will wait till the expected condition meets. Once if it finds that element with that expected condition, it will return that web element. On that web element, I am going to perform operations like click and all. Okay, that's why I replaced all thread.sleeps with wait and condition, particular condition. Wait till what time I have to wait? Maximum 30 seconds or 60 seconds you can set. Okay, here I set it to 30 seconds. So if it finds particular condition, if the condition meets before 30 seconds, it will proceed the execution. Okay. So here all thread.sleeps and find elements I replaced with this one line. Got it? See now all elements finding and sleeps I replaced with this wait until and some condition, and I am passing the X path. Is it clear here? Any doubt in this? All are same, right? Next one. Any doubt in this? All thread.sleeps I removed with Selenium wait mechanism by specifying some timeout and some condition. Okay. After that, all the X paths, if you see here, in every statement, wherever it's required, there only I passing the X. I wrote the full X path string. Instead of writing all these here, I declared some constants, and see in my class, those I am using. See here, Gmail. This is the X path to find the Gmail element. So I created a constant Gmail X path equal to this X path value I assigned. Here instead of directly writing the X path, I will use the variable or constant where I assign this X path. Okay. So if you see example 3, I am using constants for X paths. Okay. So Gmail X path, how to say constant? Final static. Okay. It is a string. Okay, because X path we have to pass as a string argument to by X path method. That's why I took string constants. Okay, constant name, and this is the X path for that. For Gmail, what is the X path? For sign in, what is the X path? Gmail. Okay, what is the X path? Sorry, email. Okay, what is the email ID and password X path? Like that, all X paths inside my class, like instance variables, we can create constants also. So I created constants and I assigned to those. Okay. After that, same steps. Anyhow, these two, creation of object and all, no change. Actually, find element by X path. Earlier we are passing X path string. Now that string I assigned to a constant. That constant I am passing here. Okay, you can assign it to variable also. That's up to you. Okay. So all I replaced the X paths with corresponding constant values. All the X paths I assigned to constants. Those constant or variable values I am using here. Any doubt in this? After that, see here in this example 3. Everywhere all the statements are having this one common. Okay, finding element is common, right? And after that, based on operation, if it is send input keys, we will perform send keys operation. If it is click, we will do click operation. So here, how many times we are finding this element? How many clicks or input keys you have? Those many times. This wait until and all these are there. Okay, instead of this one, what I am going to do is I am going to write this waiting and finding the element and click the element. Waiting and finding the element and sending the input keys. For these two, I am writing two separate functions. Okay, in example 4 here, okay, write a method for click and send keys and use those. See here now. Anyhow, set property and all same. Click means it will click. So I have to write a method click. Okay, I wrote a method click. For clicking, what you need? X path, particular element X path and driver object, right? So those two I am passing as argument, and it will find that element and it will click. Similarly, sending to enter some input data. Okay, driver object and where to enter the data and what data you want to enter. Okay, those three I will pass as argument. This method will take those three. It will find the element. Okay, it will enter the data inside the tell me. Okay. So I wrote two methods. Okay. Here, instead of writing big statements, simply I will call that method enter input. Click means it will click. Where to click? You have to pass the XPath. After launching Google, I have to click on Gmail. So click method with Gmail XPath. Okay. Click method with sign in XPath. Okay. After that, we have to enter the input. Okay. Enter input. Like that we have written method for that XPath. Okay, where to enter and what data you want to enter. Like this, instead of writing everywhere find element and then wait, all those things, I wrote inside one method. There I mentioned find element and click. Another method find element and enter data. Okay, I am calling that method by passing the XPath and the data whatever is required to enter. Is it clear in this? Hello?
Yeah, yes, Venkat, I'm clear.
Yeah, this till fourth one is clear, right?
Yeah.
Now, after that, here this click method and send input keys. If you are writing 100 test cases or else related to some function you are going to automate 1000 test cases, each one 10 categories, total 10 categories are there, each one has 100 test cases. So you will write 10 files. In every file what is there? Testing means click elements, send input keys, these things, right? So these things, these two methods will be used in every class. So if I write inside this class as two methods, it is not good. So better write a separate class for these two methods, because these two methods will be used by all the classes, right? For click operation and all. Inside class, some method will use it, right? So this click and all are required everywhere. So keep it separate class, commonly used things. And I wrote another class helper. Inside helper, I moved these two functions to helper. That is example 5. If you see here, anyhow XPaths are same, no change. Okay, these two methods I commented here, and I wrote another class helper. I moved those two methods, click method and send input keys, into this helper class. Okay, so these two methods are used by everybody. So all the classes, all the classes extend this helper class. Okay, so that through inheritance, if any class extends this helper class, they will get these two methods also, click and enter input method. So without creating object, they can use it, right? So through inheritance, what I am doing, this is my 5th example. Here I am going to extend that helper. I am going to use those two methods. In previous example, these two are available in the same class. That's why I used it. Okay, this time I don't have that. If I don't write this extend helper, what happens? It will show error like where is click method, where is input, where is click, where is enter input, like that it will show. Because in example 4, I have those methods in the same class. Now I moved those two methods to different class, because these are commonly used methods by all the people, right? So I moved it to another class. Once if you move it to another class, how to use it? One way is create object and use it. Another way is extend that, so that you will get it to your class, okay, through inheritance. So commonly used one generally will keep in one helper file or something, will extend that. Instead of creating object and then calling the methods using object, simply we do extend. So all the methods of that helper will come to our class. So all the classes should extend this helper from now onwards, so that they will get this click method automatically. Okay. So these two I wrote in another class. Another class in the sense in one Java file here. Okay, you can have class 1, class 2, class 3 like that, n number of classes. That's why I created second class. Or else if you want, you create a new class file and move this one to there. That is what we have seen last week. Here, let me show you that. Okay, here. In this fifth example, I wrote in the same class. Okay, two classes I have in the same file. Sorry. Here, two classes, each class is there in separate file. See here, helper in one separate class. Okay, that class is there in one separate file. Gmail with a helper. Okay, that actual test class is there in another file. Any doubts? Is it clear till here?
Yeah. So, Venkat, like one question.
Yeah. Ask.
So we are passing like email ID and password as since it's a one single sign in, right? So let's suppose we have like multiple sign in, like multiple email ID we need to sign in with. So can we pass through Excel sheet or something like that? Like maybe.
Yeah. Yes, we can pass that one also. Okay. For that, what we have to do is you have to write in XML. In that XML, we can pass all the data. That means we can enter all the data. Okay. That data, what you have to do is pass all the XML, and when your program is running, after read from that and pass as argument here. There is a XML consider. Inside XML, tags are there. Username tag, inside username, email ID is there. Password tag, inside that password value is there. When before starting this program execution, what we have to do is we have to read that XML file. That means read in the sense first parse it. Okay, there is a program. It will read all the XML tags and its values. When it comes to this program execution, we'll pass those values as argument here. Okay.
Okay.
That is possible. If you guys want, I will send a simple mail to you tomorrow. Just one XML I will create. Inside that XML, I will put username, password tags. Inside that I will keep this value, whatever dynamically we want to pass. Username, password and all dynamically we have to pass, right? XPath and all fixed, no change. This username, passwords based on user, it may change, right? That's why all the things which we need dynamically, those things will keep in XML. Those will pass before this program execution starts. That means execution starts in the sense after starting the execution only, before we need it. That means in the beginning only we'll hear. Once main program starts executing, we'll read all the data, we'll keep in variables, the data will pass. Okay.
Sorry, if it is in the Excel sheet, then we need to convert it into XML file?
No, maybe there are some Java related APIs might be available to read from Excel sheet also. Okay. How we'll read data from XML, similarly some methods will be there for reading from Excel sheet and comma separated values like that, different. Okay.
Okay.
So this is clear, right? No doubts in this. Let me run it once. Okay. In last class, due to time constraint, I did all the modifications in one file. Maybe you guys might have confused it. Now I made it separate files step by step. Okay, you can go through that. So here it is taking time because left side still some of the elements are loading. That's why it waited. Because compose button click property is not enabled. Okay. After loading only it enables. So test completed. Okay. Now we'll go through test engine. This one is clear, right? No doubts. Now we'll go to test engine. You guys open your Eclipse, there click on preference. If you click on preference, after installation of TestNG, are you guys able to see here TestNG one option? Under preferences, you should able to see an option TestNG. Is it listing?
Yeah, I'm able to say that, Venkat.
Yeah, then cancel it, fine. Okay, that means it installed properly. Okay, we can use it now. So for TestNG, I have already created one project. Let me create new one. So it is also a Java project, okay? But running is little different. If it is Java file, right click. If it has a main method, right click, run as Java application we do. Okay, in case of TestNG, main method is not required. Okay, then without main, how it will run? Okay, that's why we are not going to run as Java application. We will run as TestNG. Okay, project is same. So TestNG project. So I created a TestNG project. Okay, now this is also a Java project only. On source, click here and then other one. See, till now, if you want to create a class, how are we creating? New class. Okay, so it will create a new class. Okay, now onwards, the same way you can try this also. I will show you at the end. Okay, just click on SRC now, TestNG class. Okay, then what is the difference? That also a Java class, but TestNG has some of the features. Those things will come automatically. Like for example, if you are going to create a Java class, enable add a public static void main method in my class. Like this, if you select, by default, what happens? We'll get a class with main method, right? Similarly, TestNG also will provide us some of the features. If you want to get those, okay, instead of class, you can write TestNG class. Here, the option is not there. In that scenario, you have to click on other. There, it will show TestNG. Okay, under TestNG, there is something called TestNG class. Okay, click on TestNG class and then next, and you mention where it has to create. Okay, it has to create under TestNG project, my project name. Okay, source folder of my project I am giving TestNG project. Okay, this is my project name. Okay, TestNG project. Sorry, here TestNG project. Inside that, something called SRC is there. So create this class inside TestNG project SRC folder. That means here it will create. Okay. Generally, whenever we create new class here, see here, new class, automatically source folder it will only take if it is a Java one. Similarly, in case of TestNG also, if you are doing that, you guys able to see here, source folder, it came automatically. That means I clicked on particular project and then right click on SRC and Java class. Similarly, when you click on, if you are going to create testng class, we already clicked on the some project and SRC. At that time, whenever you click on testng class, automatically it should show source folder, but somehow it is not showing. Looks like they have not implemented it. That means taking it by default. If you see earlier example, in case of Java files, when you are creating new class, automatically it will take the source folder. Here it is not taking, so you enter. Okay? You guys understood? And then package is not required. Class name anyhow we have to write. You write my first program. My first testng. Okay. And here we have some of the things like annotations. Okay. Before method, after method, before test, before shoot, after shoot, like this, so many are there. Okay. We are not going to enable anything. Okay, just we are clicking on finish. So when you are writing a Java class, how we can select include a main method to my file, like that you can include these also, depends upon your requirement. Okay, for now it is not required, just click on finish. By default it will give you a method. Okay, it will give you one method. What is that method name? F. Like method in the sense it's a function only, right? So it created a method, and before that it added something called @test. Okay, @test and all these are called as annotations. Okay, if anything starts with @test, before test, after test, see here we have so many annotations. Okay, you can keep any one of the annotation before your method, depends upon your requirement. I will explain you this one by one. Okay, annotation is something which has symbol before it. Okay, this annotation we should use before our method name. Okay, so when you create a testng class, okay, generally class it will write. Okay, anyhow in Java also same. Generally instead of this public void F before it @test, instead of this one, if you create a Java class, we used to get public static void main, right? Here it is a testng class, that's why we got one test method. Okay, this is a method. The method which has @test before is called a test method. Okay, so you can write methods and before that you can add @test. What is the use of this? I will tell you. Okay, now it is showing some of the errors. Reason is, see, it is not showing any int also. After installing testng, we have to set it to our project. Okay, this is my project, testng project we have created. So we know how to set that one. Build path, configure build path. Okay, earlier what we did, some Selenium related standalone jars and all we linked to our project, right? How did we link it? Add external jars, we click and we selected standalone jar. For this project also I need standalone jar, because in future I am going to do some click operations on that. In addition to that, related to testng annotations. Okay, related to testng annotations, if I want to add, click on add library. Here you can see testng. Okay, so click on next and finish. So here you will get testng also. Okay, clear? Here Selenium standalone jar I added to my project path. Similarly, testng also I added. Okay, Selenium standalone jar Where is it there? I downloaded the jar. That's why I clicked on add external jars. Okay, in some location in my TP it is there, so I added it. Similarly, I have to add TestNG also. TestNG, sometime back we have installed it to Eclipse, so it will be there. Okay, in libraries. Okay, so go to add library. Okay, here you can see TestNG. Click on it and then finish. Okay. After that you can see here TestNG under libraries. Okay. Now apply OK. See here. After adding TestNG, that errors all are gone. Right. So what happened? Earlier TestNG one class we are trying to import where test annotation is available. But to import that should be there in our class path. We did not add it in our class path or build path. That is the reason it was showing error some time back. Okay, after adding that error is not there. Is it clear? So this method name can be anything. Simply they gave F. This one you can write like test case 1 or anything. Okay. So what is the advantage of this? And at the rate test, before any method, okay, if you write this is my method, okay, this can be anything, need not to be test case or anything, some method name, okay, method name. Before any method name, if you write at the rate test, TestNG will consider this like one test case. Okay, how TestNG will consider this one as one test case? Because of at the rate test. If you write something, see inside this instead of Venkat. Okay, let me run it. I will explain one more time. So I have a method. Okay, inside method, I am just adding one printf statement. This is to understand at the rate test. Okay. So I have a method in my class. Before that method, I added a annotation at the rate test. Okay. Now I am going to run my file. Generally, if it is a Java, we need at least main method to run. Okay, if you have main, it will show you option like run as Java application. But here we don't have any main method. It is having some annotations. So it will show like TestNG, run as TestNG. To run your TestNG programs, main method is not required. Okay, so run as TestNG. See here, after running TestNG, here you can see some output. Okay, forget about what is default suit and all. Main focus is on this, whatever I highlighted. Total tests run is 1. Failures 0. Skips 0. Okay, now is it showing the output whatever we have? Yes. This is to understand test. This is the content of my test case. Okay, and test case name pass. What is the test case name? Venkat. For example, here I am going to write one test case login. Consider. Okay, here I have a code to login. Code to somehow. Code to login is there. You consider like that. Later we can add that code here. We'll cut from the previous example and we'll paste it here. Okay. Code to login Gmail. Okay. Code to login Gmail. Here consider some statements are there. Those will add later. Okay. And login. Okay. Login test case. while writing method, I mentioned some time back how to write meaningful word. First meaningful word is small, next one is capital, right? Test case. This is the Java notation. Okay, you can write anyway. It's not a problem, but follow the standards. Okay, that becomes good practice. Now, at the rate test is telling to test ng this login test case is a test case. Okay, that is the reason here. How many at the rate tests are there in my program? One. So one test case I am getting. Okay, test run one. Okay, inside that simply one printf is there. So it executed all the code, whatever is there inside login test case, right? Later we'll replace that. And what is the test case name? Login test case is the test case name, and what is the status of it? Passed. Okay, so here execution of that method and method name and its status, overall report of how many tests and how many are passed, how many are failed, how many are skipped. This is overall report. Okay, now if you want, copy paste the same one and write another one. After login, generally what we do, verify the title. Verify title of that page. Okay, code to verify title. Here instead of this sysouts, we'll write the code, actual code later. Here my intention is just to make you understand how TestNG will consider it's a test case. Okay, before any method, if you add something at the rate test, it will consider like a test case. Now how many test cases it should list? 2 test cases, because I have 2 at the rate tests. Okay, now let me run it. See here how many tests? 2 test cases, failures 0, skips 1. Okay, what are those test cases? Anyhow, first 2 lines are code to login code that anyhow using browser will do click and all. What is the status of that one? Login passed. Another one is verify title. Okay, consider I have another one, another method without, I have another method without any annotation. Okay, public void test sysout. This is from test. This is from test. So I have another method, but that method doesn't have any annotation, right? So will it be considered like a method? Sorry, like a test case? No, this method will not be considered like a test case. If you want, just will run it once. See, 2 test cases only it is showing. Okay, why these many times? 2 times it is showing here. I will explain you after some time why is it showing 2 times. Okay, now what are the tests? Login test case and verify title test case, only 2. It is not considering this as a test. If you want to consider this also as test, you add annotation, then it will consider like test case. Any doubt in this?
So in one file, you can include as many tests as possible.
Yes, yes, Mahesh. We can add any number of tests.
It's more like a test suite. This class is like a test suite, which consists of a number of test cases.
Yeah, correct. But we will not call it here as a suite. Okay, this is like one test category. We'll consider Okay, inside that test category, some tests are there. Like this, n number of classes we will write. Each class we will write some tests. Okay, all those will call it as another one test suite. Okay. Super one is like suit inside that test. Okay, inside that test case. Okay, actually inside the test we have multiple classes. Inside each class we have test cases. Okay, how to specify it's a test case? Use at the rate test annotation. Okay, it will tell to test ng it's a test. See at the rate test. So I am adding some comments here. At the rate test indicates it is a test case. Okay. If you don't include at the rate test, it will not considered like a test case and it will not execute. Okay. In case inside this, if you call this, then it will work. Suppose due to some other reason you called that test method here, then it will work fine. Because you are calling here, then it will come to picture and it will execute this when it is executing this test. But this will not be considered like a test, right? See, just run it. One method can call another method. Like that, my verify title is calling this test method, but it is not a test case. Okay, see here only two tests. These are the things, but test method also executed because that is called by some other test method. Okay. Selenium framework is for clicking and interacting with web elements. This test engine framework is to manage your tests in proper way. Okay. Now, before each test case, suppose before each test case, I want to run something. Some important thing is there, like consider to verify the title. What I supposed to verify the title? To verify the title, we have to log in first. Okay, or else to log in, we have to do something called opening the browser. For all the test cases, one precondition is there. What is that? Open the browser and open the site, right? After that only you can run the test cases like verify title and send mail or delete mail or verify whether it is showing compose option or to field or subject field and all those. Okay. So for this full test cases, set of these test cases, if there is a one precondition, okay, for this full class, there is one precondition that if you want to add, that means for this full class, only one precondition means that you can add like using another one before class, okay, before class. Guys, give me 2 minutes, I will be back, okay, just 2 minutes. You guys also take break for 2 minutes, we'll be back.
Doing good.